Welcome to Java tutorial for beginners. In this video, we are going to learn about iteration statements in Java, which is also known as loop statements. Today's learning motto, Don't Hate What You Don't Understand by John Lennon. Iteration statements. First, we need to know what is iteration. Iteration means the repetition of a process. Then, what is iteration statement in Java? Iteration is a process where a set of instructions or statements is executed repeatedly for a specific number of time or until a condition is met. In simple words, there may be a situation when you need to execute a block of code several number of times. There we can use iteration statements. There are three types of iteration statements in Java. First one is while loop. This is the flow diagram for while loop. First, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, the flow will move to the block of code to be executed. After the execution of that block of code, it will again move to the condition and check the condition. If suppose the condition is false, it will directly move to the end. Next, do while loop. And this is the flow diagram of do while loop. In do while loop, it will first execute the block of code without checking any condition. And then it will come to the decision shape and check the condition. And then the same process will be followed as the while loop. Last one is for loop. First, initialization. Next, it will check against the condition. Then it will move to the block of code. And then expression will get updated. We'll get to know about this later in detail. First one, while loop. The Java while loop is used to iterate a part of the program repeatedly until the specified Boolean condition is true. As soon as the Boolean condition becomes false, the loop automatically stops. While loop first check the condition, and if the condition is true, then it will execute block of statement and continue to execute block of statement as long as the condition is true. Here, the important thing about while loop is that sometimes it may not even execute. Before learning the syntax of while loop, we need to learn about parts of while loop. First one is condition. It is an expression which is tested. Like if the condition is true, the loop body is executed and control gets to update expression. When the condition becomes false, we exit the while loop. Next one is update expression. Every time the loop body is executed, this expression increments or decrements the loop variable. Now we can see the syntax of while loop. While inside the brackets, conditions can be given and then block of statements. After we need to either increment the loop variable or decrement the loop variable. Next, do while loop. Java do while loop is also called as exit control loop. Unlike while loop and for loop, the do while loop will check the condition at the end of loop body, which means this loop will be executed at least once because condition is checked after loop body. Parts of do while loop. Parts of do while loop is same as the while loop. Now we'll see the syntax of do while loop. Do and then directly block of statement, so it must be executed at least once. And then update expression statement for either incrementing or decrementing. Last one, and then we can specify the condition to check in the bracket of while condition. And also we must end that statement with a semicolon. Last one is for loop, which is most important looping statement that we all must know. We'll be using for loop in almost every Java program. For loop is used when a statement is to be executed for a specific number of times. In simple words, for loop is useful when you know how many times a task is to be repeated. Next, parts of for loop. First one is initialization. The initialization step is executed first and only once. This step is used to declare and initialize any loop variable, and this step ends with a semicolon. Next, condition, which is achieved by evaluating Boolean expression. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, the body of the loop will not be executed and control jumps to the next statement past the for loop. After the body of the for loop gets executed, the control jumps back to the update statement. These statements allow you to update any control variable like either incrementing or decrementing. This statement can be left blank with a semicolon at the end. The Boolean expression is now evaluated again if it is true. The loop executes and the process repeats. This is the syntax for loop. Unlike a do while and while loop, we can specify every parts of the for loop in a single statement for initialization, condition, and increment and decrement. Thank you. In the next video, we are going to see the examples of these iteration statements. This video is also available in Tamil language in this channel's playlist.